I stood in court and admitted that I wished my 8-year-old daughter wouldn't wake up. My daughter Maxine entered this world with the kindest eyes I'd ever seen. But when she turned 4, something inside her mind changed in a way no one could explain. One evening, we were curled up reading her favorite bedtime story when it happened for the first time. Without warning, she grabbed her plastic cup and slammed it into my mouth, splitting my lip. Then her tiny hands wrapped around my neck as she quietly whispered, "I have to squeeze until you stop breathing, Mommy." About 15 minutes later, the episode ended. She collapsed into my arms crying, "Mommy, why is my head so noisy?" That was 4 years ago. Since then, we'd seen 9 different specialists and tried more than 30 medications. Nothing truly worked. The episodes only became more violent. I removed every knife, pair of scissors, and sharp object from our home. I installed alarms on every door. Still, during those terrifying moments, my little girl became someone I no longer recognized. The day that finally shattered me started like any other Sunday. My 5-year-old son, Caleb, sat on the living room floor building towers with wooden blocks while Maxine watched cartoons nearby. I stepped into the bathroom for less than a minute to grab Caleb's allergy medicine. Then I heard him scream. I ran back and found Maxine holding a letter opener against his throat, pressing hard enough for blood to trickle down his neck while softly humming a lullaby. She looked straight at me with completely empty eyes. "The shadow people said his screaming makes them go away, Mommy. After him, I have to do you too. Then everything will finally be quiet." Caleb needed 11 stitches. While he recovered in the hospital, I spent hours calling psychiatric facilities across the country, begging someone to admit my daughter. Every place gave me the same answer. "She's too young. Her level of aggression is beyond what we can safely manage. We don't have the resources for a child with her condition." A few days later, a child protective services worker sat across from me in the hospital waiting room. She folded her hands and calmly said, "Mrs. Byers, we don't remove children simply because a parent feels overwhelmed." I wanted to show her the bite mark still healing on my ribs. Instead, I filed for an emergency hearing in family court. The courtroom was plain, buzzing fluorescent lights, old wooden walls. Nothing remarkable. Maxine wasn't there. Earlier that morning, she'd suffered another episode and tried to claw at the eyes of the social worker assigned to supervise her. The judge was an older woman with silver hair and reading glasses. As she reviewed Maxine's file, I watched her expression slowly change. She studied photographs of Caleb's injury. She read reports documenting 19 separate violent incidents in just 8 months. Finally, she lowered her glasses. "Mrs. Byers, before I make my decision, is there anything you'd like to say?" I'd rehearsed a speech about how every system had failed us, but when I opened my mouth, only the truth came out. "Your Honor, every night I pray my daughter doesn't wake up." The room fell completely silent. I love her more than my own life, but my little boy sleeps inside my closet because he's terrified she'll find him if he stays in his own bed. My daughter clings to me after every episode, crying and asking why God made her brain this way. 3 days ago, during one of her clear moments, she held my hand and whispered, "Mommy, maybe I wasn't supposed to be born. Then nobody would have to be afraid of me." I couldn't even tell her she was wrong, because I honestly didn't know. Tears streamed down my face as the words kept coming. I can't keep my son safe from his own sister. I can't protect my daughter from whatever lives inside her own mind. If saying that makes me a terrible mother, then so be it. But I'm a terrible mother who's tried absolutely everything, and I have nothing left. I waited for the judge to condemn me. Instead, I saw tears in her eyes. "I've seen parents hurt children because they're cruel, and I've seen parents walk away because it's easier. You are neither." She signed the order sitting in front of her. "I'm authorizing immediate placement in a specialized residential treatment center effective today." She looked directly at me. "Mrs. Byers, you're not a bad mother for wanting your children to survive. You're a loving mother trying to save a little girl that our system still doesn't know how to help." I barely remember driving home that evening. The only memory that stayed with me was sitting alone on Maxine's empty bed, holding